Hey everybody, it's Monday. What is it? I'm losing track of the dates. 20th, 19th, whatever it happens to be. I can't remember anymore. But I have posted. I'm not sure what kind of notifications you're getting, but I just posted a bunch of stuff on Schoology. It's really all the same thing. We're getting into more of a discussion phase of Romeo and Juliet now that we are finished with it, and quite honestly, and you might feel the same way, but I'm so happy that we're here. I'm so tired of posting videos about plot just to get us through parts of Romeo and Juliet that we don't necessarily need to read, and get to a place more where, you know, take an online class looks like it's supposed to be in an online class, which offers students a chance to have a little bit more say and a little bit more of a voice, and to take more of an active role in their education. So here we are. I'm logged in to my student account on Schoology, and down here at the bottom, I'm just going to zoom way in so everybody can see a little bit better. Saw yesterday that, well, over the course of the last few days anyway, but I checked it yesterday and also this morning just to see what the responses were in terms of the 8 discussion prompts that I posted. Which of the 5 did you feel like were worthy of discussions the most? Which seemed most intriguing, I guess. And you responded. Thank you. But that stage is closed now, and we are moving on to the discussion phase. So the winners, I'll reveal those in just a second, but this is the actual assignment. There's nothing to submit. It'll just be me tracking your responses as part of this discussion phase for Romeo and Juliet. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'll be putting this guide video link right here. And the directions for the discussion, they read like this: that there are 5 possible discussions posted below this assignment. You'll see them in just a second. And that you need to respond to at least 8 of them. At least 8. Whether or not that's 8 times you contributing an original thought, or maybe it's 5 times you respond to something someone else has written and add to the discussion that way. But and even 8 times feels like a minimum, which is why it says at least 8 times. And we're looking for insightful, opinion-based, text-based responses, something much grander than just agreeing with someone. You can agree with them, certainly, but what else can you offer? So this is sort of a Socratic seminar that takes place online. There are some ground rules and guidelines and reminders. Number 1, this is your chance to participate in ways you've really haven't been able to participate with your classmates, at least not in English class, for quite a while. So number 1 and number 6 kind of go together. Participate and have fun. General Socratic seminar guidelines, rules, just discussion, just humanity, society, civilization, kind of suggests the need for number 2, which is, help people, respect them as well, and hand out compliments whenever you can. Proper writing style, because this is an English class, is required, which is the reason why number 3 is there. I never heard this word before, but as I was looking up ground rules and guidelines and reminders for having online discussions, Colorado State University talked about the idea of flaming and avoiding flaming, which means not having tantrums and ranting at other people and using profanity. I don't think this class will do that, but I threw it in there anyway, just as a reminder that, there may come a time when you are taking an online course and some of the participants are not as mature as they could be. That's not going to be the case with this class. I have a good feeling, but it is in there just as a reminder. Humor is great as part of a discussion. Just remember that, one joke adds, two jokes add, and then once you start overusing humor, it starts distracting and detracting from the discussion. So if you have any comments or have any questions about the assignment or the way it's going, or what's expected of you, I'll take some here, that's for sure, or you can message me. But the winners, in terms of your voting, they boil down to these 5 discussions. So you're being asked to contribute to at least 3 of these discussions and a total of 8 responses, whether or not yours is an original response to the prompt, or again, you're responding to somebody else, and that's a minimum. I've got it open until May 2nd, so all of this week, all the way up through next Friday. So if you're still homebound and you're bored on a Friday night, you could plausibly respond to some of these discussions all the way up until midnight on Friday, May 1st. Let's see. So one of the big winners, these are not in order, I don't believe, but in terms of vote getters, these are the top 5 of the 8. And it looks like is Romeo and Juliet's Love Real? That was a biggie. People like that one. Number 2 is Whose Fault Is It? And I've combined it with another one that was similar, and I think maybe the other one, which is I thought was a good question, maybe didn't get as many votes, is because it was so closely tied to Whose Fault Is It? But I've added it to this one, and it's this idea. It's one of the prince's lines at the end of the play where he wonders, some will be pardoned and some will be punished. Who's going to be punished? Who's going to get a pardon? In general, whose fault is it? They may not even be alive. Some of your answers to whose fault is it? Maybe people who succumbed in this tragedy. Of course, they can't be punished at that point, but so whose fault is it? That was a biggie. What role does secrecy play in this play? Which what ifs? Like, what if this happened? Or if this had only happened? Or if this didn't happen? Which ones are the biggies that would have changed the story's trajectory? And try to keep it as text-based as possible. I know we are assuming outside of the text, but let's not go to this place where it becomes all science fiction-y and you're like, well, if aliens had only come in and landed and taken Juliet, Romeo would have never met her. Nothing goofy like that. Keep it text-based as much as possible, even though we are asking you to think, well, what if this didn't happen, or what if this did happen outside of the text? And then this last one, I've made it just a little bit longer, but you were asking to consider some of the modern themes that exist within this very old play, including suicide, sexuality, parenting, and even the roles that the role of gender roles. I can't talk. And how attitudes have changed in Shakespeare's time. And how does society differ from today in terms of those themes as we see them in the play? And then this is the piece that's been added. It's what other universal themes present in the story are still relevant today. So what other themes are in the play that you think, it's kind of universal to today? Which is part of the reason why this play is, I won't say beloved, because some of you probably didn't love it, but it's still relevant today. So those are the 5 discussions. Participate, help others, respect others, have fun, use English as it's meant to be used in terms of writing properly, avoid getting all heated during these discussions, have fun, enjoy. Send me any questions or comments. I'll be responding as well as the days go on.